Hello everyone and welcome to River Rat Marine TV. It's a nice bike. Anyway, we are going to do a quick how-to of winterizing your boat engine. I'm not going to do a full demonstration because I'm actually doing a service on this boat too and the customer is on his way. But I just wanted to do a quick how-to, kind of talk you through it. It's very simple. A lot of guys make it very complicated. The biggest thing you got to do is make sure you drain all the water. And even after that point, technically it is winterized. You don't need to get this tank with the muffs and suck it in through the drive, and it's just extra stuff. One thing you have to worry about too when you run those tanks is making sure that you warm it up so that thermostat opens. If you do not do that, then there will still be raw water inside of the engine block, and all that antifreeze that you're sucking in through the drive will just spray out of the exhaust. So with that being said, here is what I believe to be the correct and only way to winterize your boat. First off, you got to think about, where does the water go? Water comes in through the outdrive outside the boat, and then on this engine it has a belt-driven seawater pump. So that is the first point of entry. So we'll need to pull hoses down there to drain that seawater pump. Okay, from that seawater pump, it then goes into the engine and to the exhaust. There are two plugs on each side of the engine block. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it. Yeah, maybe not. But they're down there. The Merc Cruisers, some of them have the blue plastic ones, but this one and a lot of others are going to be a brass pipe plug. So you remove those plugs, and you absolutely need to stick a pick or a screwdriver or anything of that sort inside of that hole, because there will be sediment in there, preventing water from draining more oftentimes than not. If you pull those plugs and no water drains out, then that is your issue. It is not that the block doesn't have any water in it. Okay? So after you make it that far, then we'll move to the exhaust. Again, really simple. On these ones, there is a plug on the rear, but it's not that accessible. So all you need to do is pull this hose right here, and that will drain it. So then you do that on your other side as well. There you go. You've now drained your engine block. If your engine has any coolers, then usually when you unhook both sea pump hoses, Volvo and Merc Cruiser included for a Bravo, that will drain your coolers as well. Because if your engine has coolers, the water flows through the coolers before going into the engine. Okay. At that point, if you would like to add antifreeze, then all you do is you pull this hose off the thermostat housing and dump the antifreeze inside of it there. And at that point, you have the choice to drain some, all, or none of that antifreeze. I personally choose to drain some of it just so that nothing is completely full of liquid, just in case, because the -50 stuff, the pink stuff, is all alcohol based. It can be hard on rubber, so that's going to be your impeller and all your water lines. I've even gone as far as draining all of it and basically just using the antifreeze to flush out the water. That way, anything that's left over is just antifreeze and air. Air does not freeze. Plus, going back to the -50, if it is diluted, then I'm sure that -50 rating goes down substantially. So yeah, that is how you winterize your engine. I always suggest and recommend to customers giving the boat an oil change, changing the oil filter, changing the fuel filter, and changing the gear lube at the same time. That way when you are ready to go in the spring, so is your boat. You know it's been serviced, you know it's ready to go. Especially with your outdrive, if there's water in your gear lube, it can freeze and then crack the case. And we don't want that to happen. So, all right. I'll probably upload a demonstration at some point when I'm not so crunched on time, but I got to get this boat wrapped up. So, until next time, make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks. Okay, if you're still watching and made it this far, I did want to show you something with these drains. Sometimes you got knock sensors here and there's fittings. In this case, I always just pull the knock sensor. That way I can stick something in there, clean that sediment out. Plus it'll probably drain faster anyway. So just another thing to look out for. If you don't follow any of the steps I listed, it might cost you an engine. So good luck. Thanks again.